The grand ballroom in downtown Chicago shimmered under crystal chandeliers, filled with powerful figures from the city's underworld, all gathered to witness a rare moment. Vincent Moretti, the feared paraplegic mafia boss, getting married. Dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit, he sat motionless in his wheelchair at the altar, his expression carved from stone. Whispers began to spread like wildfire when the music abruptly stopped. Minutes passed, then more the bride never came. One of Vincent's men hurried forward, whispering urgently into his ear. Her disappearance wasn't an accident, she had run away. The humiliation was suffocating, thick in the air, but no one dared to react. Vincent's grip tightened on the armrests of his chair, his knuckles turning pale. His dark eyes slowly swept across the crowd. Silencing every murmur without a single word, rage simmered beneath his controlled exterior, dangerous and ready to erupt. For a man who ruled through fear and precision this public, betrayal was more than personal. It was a challenge to his power. Guests began lowering their gazes. Afraid of becoming the target of his fury, even the musicians froze, unsure whether to pack up or disappear quietly. Then from the edge of the hall, a soft but steady voice broke the suffocating silence. "Shall we dance?" Heads turned in disbelief, a maid short. Chubby, dressed in a simple black and white uniform, stepped forward. She didn't tremble. She didn't look away. Clara met Vincent's burning gaze with calm defiance, something no one in that room had ever dared. Without waiting for permission, she reached out and gently took his hand. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. This wasn't just bold, it was unthinkable. Yet Vincent didn't pull away. For the first time that night, the storm in his eyes flickered with something else, curiosity. For a long, breathless moment, the entire ballroom remained frozen, as if the world itself was waiting for Vincent Moretti's reaction. His reputation was built on swift, ruthless decisions. Men had disappeared for far less than this quiet defiance. Yet Clara's hand stayed steady over his, warm and unshaken. Instead of anger, something unfamiliar stirred in his chest, softening the iron grip of humiliation that had been tightening around him. A faint, almost imperceptible smirk touched Vincent's lips. It was enough the tension cracked. Without a word, he allowed her to guide his wheelchair forward. The polished marble floor reflected the astonished faces of guests as Clara gently moved him into the center of the ballroom. The musicians hesitated, exchanging nervous glances, until Vincent gave a subtle nod. Music slowly filled the silence once more. Soft, uncertain at first, then steadier, Clara began to sway. Her movement simple but full of quiet confidence, guiding Vincent with grace rather than pity. She didn't rush, didn't overcompensate. She treated him like a partner, not a burden. And for the first time in years, Vincent didn't feel like a symbol of power or fear. He felt human. The whispers in the room faded, replaced by an almost reverent silence, as the scene transformed from humiliation into something unexpectedly powerful. As they moved together, Vincent studied her more closely. There was no fear in her eyes, no hidden agenda, only sincerity. It unsettled him more than any threat ever could. Later that night, determined to understand her courage, Vincent ordered a quiet investigation. What he discovered shook him. Clara's family had once been saved by his late father during a violent conflict years ago. Her act wasn't reckless bravery. It was a debt repaid with dignity. As the music ended, Vincent realized something had changed. Surrounded by enemies and betrayal, the one person he could trust had been standing in the shadows all along.